Telkom Business, behind South African businesses' drive to thrive.
Welcome back to the Entrepreneurial SME. I'm your host, Rams Mabote. Joining me this evening to unpack some of the local and global trends that SMEs should look out for is the head of diversified sales at Telkom Business, Strini Mandri. Strini, welcome and happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Good to see you here and not at a shopping mall like I did
Absolutely.
in December. Are you well?
Good to be here.
Great. So what are the key areas do you believe that businesses should focus on as we get into this very challenging environment? I mean, already petrol going up, the economy not doing well. What should SMEs be looking at?
Yeah, I think thanks for that, Ram. Look, there's quite a number of factors that's affecting businesses at the moment, right? So if we look at there's a lot of social, economical, customer demand, technology that's changing, that's impacting businesses. One of the things that we look at is, the agility of a business. How agile is your strategy as well as your system, processes, people, so on and so forth. Because in these ever-changing environments, you must have the ability as an entrepreneur or as a business to be able to change to these trends, as they come along, how good and how effective are you able to conform and change, to these different environments?
Yeah.
So yeah.
For the better part of last year, there was this thing called artificial intelligence, right? I mean, it sounded so big and amazing. It dominated the space, right? I mean, it forced many entrepreneurs to find smarter ways of conducting business. But I always feel like we're not talking about the balance between tech savviness or automation and the human touch. How important is that balance?
I think that balance is critical, right? I'm a artificial intelligence person, I believe in it because I believe it brings a lot of good. But what I also believe in is, from a consumer perspective, they always need that human touch. I think within organizations and within businesses, we need to define that line, so we need to ensure that we have got skill sets within the organizations that can do certain tasks and do it better than a computer can do it. And we need to have computers and systems that can take care of certain tasks that can do it much more better and effective than a human can.
What are some of these soft skills that need to be developed and which should be done by me and others by my computer?
Look, I mean, let's take a soft skill like communication, right? So, and I'm going to use an example. You can get a technically inclined person, someone that's very, very intelligent when it comes to tech, but have poor, communication skills. Now, companies need to start investing, in certain soft skills that will enable, these type of individuals to basically become a bit more powerful in what they do. For an example, you've got a technical savvy person and is extremely good, when it comes to technical knowledge, but is not able to communicate that to your customers. Now, imagine having a guy that's technically savvy with good, exceptional, communication skills. Put that two together, Rams, and that's powerful. Yeah. Right? And then you're getting more from the resources that you invested in. And what better way to actually know that you've got resources that you can utilize and, utilizing every aspect of what this person can give you. Ultimately, as a business person, it gives you better revenues, it gives you better customer experience, and that's what you want. You want growth.
Yeah. The flip side can be dangerous too, right? I mean, I give you an example of, somebody who worked in some agency, and pretty much everything they produced, I could read that this is not them. This is some chat GPT, and I'm not speaking badly of chat GPT. Could there be a risk of laziness because of what technology can offer the entrepreneur?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I believe that, let's look at it from a positive perspective, right? You can utilize certain artificial intelligence software that can do certain tasks, right? And you can focus on stuff that's maybe more strategic, and it's going to give the business more growth and more leverage in the market. And the question is, how do we leverage off these things, and how do we find that balance? If you look at, and I'll give you an example, in the call center environment, we use chatbots, right? And that's basically just to get your customers that are just want to get over the quick type of interactions. They know what they want, and the chatbots are able to do that. And then you got customers that actually want to speak to someone. So as a business person, you need to understand your market, you need to understand your customers, and you need to understand, what works for them, and slowly start adapting your business towards, finding that line between, the automations and the people.
I mean, the other catchphrase that's always been used is sustainable business practices, right? I mean, I want to know what that means in simple English. When they say sustainable business practices, what are they talking about?
Look, sustainable business practices essentially, if you look at the products and services that are being created right now, it has to be environmentally friendly. So, so that's one aspect of it. So how we as business start changing our businesses and organization processes, systems, and product to actually speak to this, change. Because, I mean, right now there's lots of pressure, not only from government, there's pressure from different forums, and customer demands as well, because customers are becoming more educated when it comes to, environmentally sustainability. So the question is, how do we now go and change what we actually used to and start tapping into this market of customers that are, spending money within those, within that space.
Is it a drastic change for one to make, to move to that space where you are environmentally friendly and savvy and conscious?
Look, there's not much from a capex perspective. Yes, there is, because let's just say if you want to go green, right, within an organization, and if you go green, essentially there's certain things that you need to do and capital outlays that you need to invest in that allows you to actually transform and start producing products as well that's green. But the challenge with that is because a lot of businesses are not, capital, or liquid upfront, or they don't have that capex with them. It's difficult for them to start transitioning into that. But the benefit of actually doing that initial capital outlay ultimately has a ripple effect into the future. So that is for future growth and sustainability of your business.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we chat more with Strini Mandri.